Hello, Gundam Converge fans. So today we're going to talk about the option parts set for the Wave Plus +03 for Gundam Converge. So these are all extra, like a little bit larger than normal size Converges. And Bandai's smart. They have separate parts, so you'll spend money on this, which I am a sucker for. This whole wave came out in 2022. On the back it shows you obviously the four robots, but now it's showing you the four robots with all the optional parts added. You see these 8 missiles on the back of this? Not there right now. These claw things? Not there. So let's check this out and see what they look like. Alright, oh, I think they're all wrapped individually. Alright. Where's the Atlas parts? These are for Atlas. Let me back out here and you can maybe want to pause and look at those robots right now the way they are. So Atlas stuff goes here. It's actually quite a lot of parts for the Atlas. Although maybe these rifles are meant for something else. I think they are. I think they're meant for the Hayakashiki. Now, let's figure this out. So those rifles must be rigid because they have the cardboard to keep them from being bent. So that's what usually that cardboard is for. It's to protect the rigid parts. Just to save time, I'm going to cut them all open now. So these are clearly for the Hidolfer tank. Again, a pretty good amount of parts. I almost feel like this is actually worth the money. Almost. These are the missiles for the Palace Athene. Athene, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It's interesting how they actually did protect each one individually from paint scratches. And odd that they would wrap a wrapped piece of gum in there. Alright. And the last one, we have some arms for the Atlas. Different arm configurations. I gotta say the current stock Atlas is a little bit loose. It's not very, and it's also weird, you know, that these thrusters are way off to the side from the platform. I have no clue what these round things are on the base as well. So let's try to figure this out. So first, we'll take these arms off. There we go. Take this thing out. Take this thing out. I want to make the skid thing, so I assume, well, I gotta look back to the box just to be sure. So this longer white section points upwards. This has to point inwards, but which way does this go? It's hard to say. I don't know. I think this might be the front. Can always figure it out after, but oh yeah, these are round holes. They're really tight fits here. Okay, so I assume that. Let's try again here. Alright, that's pretty straightforward. There's also a weapon. This thing. And I guess, okay, this must come apart. Yeah, so now I gotta jam the thing's hand in here. So I gotta lose this rifle, and this is super tight. I kinda wish it just had an extra hand already, because taking this hand off is a real pain. Oh boy. So tight. I'll be back. I had to take a nail file. That hand is just way too tight around both weapons, so I took a little jewelry file and just started filing away the inside. It's a little bit better now, but yeah, I'm never gonna change that hand again. So it does fit in nicely. So now the thing is, it's just gonna be, I don't know if there's an optional neck piece. Oh, there was. That's why. I was wondering when I reviewed this, why it has a separate neck piece. Now it all makes sense. You gotta angle the head up. That now makes a lot of sense. Okay. Okay, so now it's like leaning forward and still kind of looking. I have to assume the legs just rest in here. I'm gonna have to get that arm forward here. So something like that. There's no like handle here on this thruster. And I gotta say the legs don't really seem like, I guess if the feet hang off the back, that seems pretty reasonable. And then, well, I just want to move the arms all the way up. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Does this come out? Oh, so this comes out also. Maybe it's meant to stand on it as well. But this side, I don't know if that side comes out or not. I don't think it does. Well, I feel like that's kind of similar to the box. But I do see some of those arms holding it in place. So which arms? Those are the ones I took off. It's got some sort of crazy... Not sure if it's that one. Those look identical. It's not that one. I don't think it's that one. I guess it has to be these. Oh, I see. So this is upside down. Jeez. Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna flip these over. Like that. Like this. And then this thing goes in here like this. Possible I have to attach another one to this. Yeah, I think I have to attach something to this. Oh, that's a different one. Nope, that's a different angle. So that's, I don't know about that. This is correct here. Let's get this guy on here, and boy, there's got to be some sort of short thing that goes in here to there. Maybe both of these. Maybe this goes here to there. Nope. Sadly, you know, without instructions, it's really hard to figure out without a proper view. I guess maybe it's just these things peg into the sides. That's the only thing I can think of now. This goes here. Will the other one do the same? I guess it will. Alright, yeah, okay. So it just kind of... I don't think I used the right arms. Oh, but now maybe I could actually rest the feet inside the sled. So it's... that's one way. I suppose actually the lower arms... well, not these. These arms would make it lower. Yeah, alright, so let me do it again. So that's the high arm. Oh, this is probably for standing. I might as well figure out the standing one first, since it's already put together. That makes sense now. So yeah, so now the guy's standing, but you have to change the neck back so it's looking forward. Or in this case, I guess it's looking upwards, trying to shoot something. Okay, so you got the standing thing. So that's nice, because now it's all a rigid thing. It doesn't feel like a wobbly mess like it did before. So that's good. Alright, so those are the standing ones. And then the super low ones. We'll try these next. And pop this in now with the arms up. Peg that in there. Peg that in there. You can also flip-flop these so it brings the robot more forward, but this is already a long video, so we're going to just continue on. Alright, so that's kind of close to that image now. Yeah, alright. So that's it. And then I think these are the last two are just different versions where you can have the thing standing on them or maybe behind them, where he's not riding the thing. Okay, obviously you can flip the guy around as well and see how he fits in this way, but I have a feeling maybe not so well. Yeah, his feet, I don't think that's gonna work very well. He's like way ahead of it now, so I guess if it's flying like that. Alright, let's leave that guy alone for now. Those are all those extra parts there. Now we got the Haiku full armor Haiku Shiki Kai. And we have these things. And I guess 2 weapons. Although it doesn't even seem like it's holding weapons. Oh, these are for the tank, those rifles. So all this thing has are 2 battering hands. So instead of the hands, you can pop in this battering one. See, it looks like his hand holding something. I think maybe this is the thumb here. It's hard to say. Well, the photo shows these in the up position, 2 dots up top. So that's what I'll do. Oh, I think the pegs are different sizes too. That one is a pretty small peg. This is a bigger one. Yeah, so they are different size pegs. And so I guess it punches people out, if I had to guess. I'm gonna guess maybe in the cartoon it's here in storage mode and then it wraps around the hand. Now it just looks like it's double wielding. It's alright, I guess, but I almost feel like I'd still want to just keep this one so it has 1 rifle and 1 punching hand. I'm gonna do it that way for this one. Okay. So Palestine is quite simple. We just gotta pop on 8 missiles or rockets, whatever you want to call these things. And it looks like the wider part is sticking out. So, come on. Oh boy, are these different size pegs? It doesn't look like that's wide enough to fit this. Look. I don't know if you can see that, but the slot hole doesn't look as... Of course it can't focus. That doesn't look long enough, right? I'll save that for last. That doesn't look long enough either. What's the deal? Unless there's a left and right? See? Oh, I guess... Oh, man, that's totally bending it, though. I guess... Well, it did seem to straighten itself out. That's really crazy. But you're literally gonna have to, like, force it on there. And it oddly seems to want to straighten itself out. So... Oh, that one went into the gap. See, that's bulging it out so much, it doesn't look natural. So that's kind of designed very poorly. You might want to snip off part of this so it doesn't warp these rockets. And then you could just use glue. Yeah, it doesn't even stay on anyways. I'm going to snip a piece off of him and use crazy glue. I'll be back. So I clipped off the inner segment, and it seems to work okay, although it does bulge them out quite a bit still. So yeah, I don't know if it would make a difference if you clip the outer one or the inner one, but I'm just keeping it all consistent. So then I put a little glue here, of course, crazy glue, and just angle it on because the opening is bigger here. start there, so hopefully most of the glue ends up in the groove. And then press it in. And I noticed that they're actually canted differently. I've pressed really hard on all of them, right? But you see, I don't get the impression that they're level. I think this whole plate is angled, differently than this thing. So I guess that's just natural. So it just feels better now. And I have no desire to take them off. So that is the Palace Athene. Okay, looks better. Let's try this Hidolfer thing now. Just trying to make sense of this. So we have arms. Alright. We have maybe a new torso. Oh, and these little things come off. So those are the treads. Maybe this comes off, right? And yes, I suspect this goes up here. Oh, and then this thing must come out, right? Because there's a big hole there. And this goes here, but something might peg into there. No, I don't see anything going into there anymore. Unless this moves backwards. No, that's a different shape to it. So I guess there's nothing to plug that up. Seems kind of weird. And you really can't rotate it much. It's the way they designed it. It's too bad. Unless you maybe take it out. You could put it that way, but ideally they just wouldn't have had so much gray. But then the green collides also. Well, you can get a few degrees of movement. Alright. And that's kind of loose. Alright, so we have these shovel extensions. I think these shovels come off. Right, they lift up because they're not being stored anymore. Those go to the side. And then these both have peg holes, so you have two options. You can take the shovel and put this on this arm here. That's what I'm thinking. Which way does it go in there? Try the other one. Okay, so that's one. Okay, that worked. Now, those oh, does this come up? I see the tank tread is up here by the arm. Maybe I have to put the arm on. I see. Yeah, that arm goes there. I think this plate might come off. No. Oh, no. This is craziness. This somehow ends up in this position here, I think. There are peg holes here, but that doesn't make sense. Unless this rotates. Nope, that hand just fell out. Okay. Nope, still nothing different there. Crazy. This doesn't rotate, so that has to go in there like that. Alright, that's the right hand, so that holds the gun. Alright, the shovels go onto these pegs back here. We're getting there, we're getting there. And then I think maybe this plate here, does this come off? Oh, I think this might come off of this. Yeah, it's just really, there we go. So all you do is take this armor plate and that goes onto the shoulder, like so. And while we're at it, we might as well pop this machine gun here, and This is rigid plastic though, it's a little sketchy. I'm afraid it's gonna break. This hand is very tight. Let me try the other gun, which is actually different. That's a strange gun. It's showing this on the other arm though. Yeah, so it seems like this thing shrank. So it might make sense to... I don't really want to sand this down because it'll take the paint off. But I have this jewelry file. I'm going to take the inside out a little bit. Hopefully that'll help. You can also heat it up in hot water and then it becomes very soft and it won't affect the paint. So if you heat it up with hot water, then you can easily slide it on this handle, but you may never get it off again unless you heat them both up again. But yeah, this is so tough. Ah, see, it just wasn't cast right. "22 minutes. I don't really edit my videos in case you haven't noticed, because YouTube doesn't really pay anything. This is all just free content, really, in my opinion. It helps me appreciate my toys. That's kind of like why I do this. That's as good as I'm going to get right now. Maybe later I'll put them in hot water. But look, even if it was on properly, I don't know if it's going to collide with that shoulder. The hand peg isn't very long either. Alright, so now this armor plate, I'm going to have to get it out of here. Alright. And let's see if we can get this, if this hand's any better. Alright, that one's better. There, nice and easy. But I do feel like that should be longer. They had the room to make it longer, but for some reason they didn't. Okay, so there it is, maxed out, all ready to rock and roll. If for some reason you don't like these overhanging shovels, you could, I'll swap this one out here. That's tight. So now it's like in storage mode. I guess it's just supposed to be like that. Yeah, it just kind of rests on the top of the shoulder, sort of. So it's asymmetric. You could do that if you want. You do have a lot of leftover parts, though. All that stuff. Alright, let's leave it at that, because this video is so long. So a few last things. Yeah, I forgot to put the tracks back on. You want to have the majority of the dots in this upward position, or the lesser dots horizontal. So that's that one. Now the Atlas, you know, this peg hole can easily accept one of these arms. The problem is you can't put the guns in them. This gun, the handle is way too big to fit into that hexagonal hole. And then even this thing won't fit in that hexagonal hole. So it's really odd. I mean, this could fit in there, but I don't know how it would interact with, well, that still doesn't even want to fit in there. But let's say that's on there. Well, I don't know how it would even interact with this, because this thing has this tiny peg or the big handle, right? So it's not going to mate with this, but this tiny peg is way too loose to fit that, and this handle is way too big to fit that. So that's that one. The other one has this interface, again, way too loose, way too big. So it's a little strange. This will go in here, but again, what's its purpose? So that's weird, right? I just don't understand why they would design this to have a separate piece. Please leave a comment if you know what this is how you're supposed to get something in there. No, I can't put that gun in that peg. It's too small. And then this peg is too small to fit that hole. I guess you could poster putty it in there. It's also a really lame weapon. It's just so flat here. There's there's no recess whatsoever there. It's just flat. So, well, I'm just gonna, I guess, go back to this and leave it the way it is. I was hoping to have like a gun on one of those arms, but I don't see it happening. So, let's deal with that later. So that is the collection then of the plus 03 sized Gundam Converge figures with the option parts. I almost am tempted to get another Hidolfer just to leave in the down position. I like tanks. The other ones I don't really care about so much. But I can understand if you want to get another one of those because it is, you know, quite different now with this little sled thing in the underwater mode. Thank you for checking this out. We'll see you in the next Converge video.